So welcome back everybody, it's been a day or so. We're going to have another quick look at AMC because obviously now we are coming to Sunday night. Tomorrow is obviously going to be Monday, so we're giving all of my thoughts and opinions on AMC Entertainment. So if you didn't watch last night's episode, make sure to because we wrapped up everything from last week. Again, I will quickly be going over this for you tonight. But yeah, we talk about AMC tonight. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already because like I did mention, we do talk about this pretty much every single day. Remember as well, it's not financial advice, obviously it's just my opinion, but yes, we are going to jump in. So first things first, we're going to start off with AMC over the past week in a very quick form. We've seen a small but steady decline in the price for AMC, down in the past week by about 6%. We hit lows this week where we were down by about 10.9%, so you have made it back up on Friday by a decent amount, which is good. And a concept which I spoke about in my previous episode, which a lot of people do believe is the case, obviously short sellers are targeting this stock, and they think that as the share price does actually go back up, it's a case of the short sellers are not winning anymore. The longs do have control potentially, and it does look to be the case that shorts could potentially be losing this battle, well we already know that they are, as a lot of these apes do hold these shares. Now me personally, I do own shares of AMC, as you guys will remember, and I have not sold my shares despite the price going up, despite the price going down. If you want to sell, completely up to you, but obviously a lot of people here are trying to hold this one for quite a decent time if they need to see a decent increase in share price. I've seen targets all the way from $1,000 all the way up to $500,000. I'm not going to speak about whether they are realistic or not in this video. Obviously we have looked at some theories for high price targets over 100,000 before. But what I'm trying to say in this video is obviously we are now primed for a potential massive increase in price for AMC. And the charts do kind of back me up when we do talk about this, and I'll talk about just why in a moment. So we're going to start off over here on the more simple charts and look at this one over the past 6 months. So we're going to start off down here in February, where we all know the context of what happened. Obviously the share price did see a little bit of a squeeze. It went all the way up to $19. So obviously from a price of $3 before, it did increase by a large amount, to be fair, and that is good. Now then what we saw the share price fall all the way back down to 5, then a lot more people started to load up over time. Share price went back up over 13, 14, then it came back down ever so slightly again as people were shorting the stock continuously, and we've been in a steady position ever since, between about $9 I would say and $10, perhaps lows down there of the high $8 range back here. But yeah, we have not really seen much movement in the share price for the past few months. In fact, if you'd have bought AMC down here on the 5th of March and held until now, you'd be up 18%. It sounds like quite a lot, and it is quite a lot, but obviously in comparison to what we have seen with a stock as volatile as AMC, it isn't as much as you may expect, so I do find that interesting. But it is now possible that we could be primed to see another piece of explosive growth for AMC in the upcoming few days and weeks, as we are seeing now an interesting positioning in share price and an interesting pattern in share price as well. So as we know, AMC is a heavily shorted stock. Obviously people who are here, a lot of these are retail investors as well. They're trying to hold this one for a potential short squeeze. And you know what, a lot of these people aren't going to sell the share price even if it goes up past $10, $20 as we have discovered in the past. But what we are seeing right now is we are seeing AMC stock make slightly lower lows and obviously slightly lower highs for quite a long time. So obviously highs been decreasing. To be fair, lows have been getting slightly better. I mean, yes, with the exception of this one down here. But obviously lows are actually getting slightly better. If you were to draw a line through that one all the way up until here, to be fair, you would still be up by a very small amount. And obviously the highs are definitely going down consistently. And that does ask the question, is AMC now primed to see another bit of growth very soon, as this triangle does appear to be forming? So we're going to have a quick look at this one on the more technical charts down here. We're going to start off with the volume that we have been seeing in the past few days, because I find that quite interesting as well. And obviously we can see down here, volume on the Friday was about 37.9 million. In comparison, on the previous day it was about, if it will let me highlight it, apparently won't, but yeah, it was quite similar on the previous few days. And as we have seen with AMC before from our previous videos, when volume does pick up on this stock, it really does pick up. So to see volume down there of about 37.9 million, it is a large number, but is not as high as what we have previously seen with AMC Entertainment. I do find that interesting. So now let me talk about the potential of this one rocketing in the next few days or weeks. And for this one, we are going to zoom out and we're going to start to draw some lines. You can see down here we have the Bollinger Bands, because this is quite an interesting indication. It indicates when the stock is overbought and oversold, and kind of how the share price could be moving in the future. So we can see right now the Bollinger Bands are getting much tighter, and this could indicate that AMC taking off in the very near future. It's not impossible that that could be the case. We can see we are definitely touching towards the bottom of this Bollinger Band down here, which is sat at around $8.27. High for this one is at $11.30, and again, this band is becoming tighter and tighter over time. We can see it was very loose down here, very tight previously to this actually, and this was before we took off, mind you, if you do think that is something interesting to see. And this is what I'm kind of talking about in a way, in comparison to what we have seen in the past with AMC taking off. So I know that volume was quite low down here anyway, as not a lot of people were buying the share price, don't get me wrong, but obviously the volume actually stepped down consistently, and the Bollinger Bands got tighter and tighter and tighter in that time period before we actually initially started to take off. And this could be possibly what we are seeing right now with AMC. So you know what, these bands were getting tighter and tighter down here. It's not impossible that the bands could continue to get tighter for some time, or we could be seeing a breakout quite soon with AMC's share price. Another thing which I do want to highlight down here, let's clear all these drawings. What I was saying just a moment ago about the possibility that AMC really is getting much tighter when it comes to looking at obviously the pattern for the stock, and now we could be primed for a bit of a triangle. So if it will let me highlight down here with a pen, we are going to use the doodle pen. So yeah, we can see that obviously this pattern of this one has actually been moving in a very interesting way. So obviously the highs have been getting progressively lower, the lows are actually getting progressively higher if we do have a quick look, again with the exception of just a few down here, but obviously we are seeing interesting patterns with the share price. And right now you can see, and please do ignore my awful illustrations by the way, but yeah, with the exception of my illustrations, we can see a potential for a little bit of a triangle to be forming right here. So we're seeing a lot of different patterns with AMC obviously, and it is definitely possible that we could be primed to see the next move upwards very soon. And again, this is not guaranteed, but this is somewhat similar to what we have seen before, obviously when we had the last breakout in price. And I'm not saying that we are at that point yet. It's not necessarily guaranteed that this one's going to squeeze just yet, but things are looking quite good for how this one has been moving. Obviously, things have been getting tighter and tighter. The volume has been stepping down again, which is good, potentially. I think going forwards, we could definitely see some very interesting action into the next week. So I think it's not impossible that on Monday we could not even open, but we could finish above 10 on Monday, which would be fantastic, bringing us up by a further 50 cents roughly. And that would be another step in the right direction. So I think that over the next few days, AMC, it's going to be an interesting watch. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on it. Please tell me your thoughts down below. I will see you all soon. And just remember though, it's only my opinion and not advice. So I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.